What if your website could answer questions while you sleep? Not an FAQ page, an actual conversation, a chatbot that knows your business, answers in your voice, and works 24/7. That's what an AI integration can do for you. And in this video, I'll show you how to add one to your Airo AI Builder app using OpenAI from a prompt. No machine learning degree required. I'm Courtney Robertson, developer advocate at GoDaddy, and this is inside Airo AI Builder. Let's go. When we talk about adding AI to your website, we usually mean one of three things: a chatbot that answers customer questions, a smart search that understands what people mean instead of just matching keywords, or content generation that helps you write product descriptions or blog posts automatically. Think of an AI chatbot like a really well-trained employee who works the night shift. They know your business, they answer questions the way you would, and they never call in sick. The difference? This employee runs on an API, the same kind of connection that we covered in an earlier video. Here's another way to picture it. Have you ever called a business and gotten a voicemail menu? Press 1 for hours, press 2 for directions. A chatbot is like replacing that menu with an actual conversation. The customer asks the question, and the AI gives the real answer, tailored to what they asked. If you get the same 5 questions every week, what are your hours? Do you deliver? Is this accessible? An AI chatbot frees you up to technically run your business. So let's build one. Meet Tane. He's 31, lives on the Coromandel Peninsula in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and runs Monarch, an adaptive surf school and ocean therapy program. Tane works with people with physical disabilities, PTSD, and anxiety, using surfing as a form of rehabilitation. Tane is a below-the-knee amputee himself. He lost his lower leg in a motorcycle accident at 19 and started surfing as part of his own recovery. Now he teaches others. His clients come from across New Zealand and sometimes internationally, which means they're in different time zones and often have very specific accessibility questions. Can I surf with a wheelchair? What if I have a prosthetic? Do I need medical clearance? Tane can't answer those messages at 2 a.m., but a chatbot can. Without an active chatbot on the site, if someone comes and has a question at midnight about whether they can participate with a mobility aid, if they have to send an email and wait, some people might just leave. Tane wants the chatbot to handle that instantly. So we're going to give it a very specific prompt to add the AI chatbot to the Monarch website using OpenAI and some descriptions about the school, along with basic accessibility, that the wheelchair has access to the beach, prosthetic-friendly wetsuits, support volunteers available, scheduling, availability, medical clearance requirements, and pricing. We'll also describe the weather for the area as well. Let's jump to the chatbot. So we've described the weather, the location. If someone asks something outside these topics, it should say, "I'm not sure about that. Email Tane at hello at our web address, New Zealand." Store OpenAI API in the secrets. So we'll hit send. Tane's prompt defines the chatbot's knowledge scope, tone of voice, and fallback behavior. That's what makes it useful instead of generic. So to finish getting this inserted, we need to add in our secret key, which you would get from OpenAI's API. And if you don't have a link to that, you could just ask Airo AI Builder how to get over to there. I've entered in mine. Great. All right. And it's done adding the chat bubble in the lower right-hand corner. When I click on it, it will allow me to test a couple of the basics here. What sessions do you offer? And it came back with great information about that. Now, you'll want to spend time training your chatbot as to what types of questions you anticipated answering. You might also ask it to make a database, like we have done in another video, to collect the kinds of questions people have been asking so you can start to spot the patterns. What if, though, I asked it, "Can you book me 2 tickets to the moon?" And let's see if it has any good answers on that one. That one's a little bit outside of my lane. You can email so-and-so and he'll sort you out. That's great. No worries. You can see that we've restricted what our chatbot can help with. We've locked it down. That was outside of the scope. You could also get into prompting to write in a different kind of a tone of voice. So around the globe, particularly the surfing culture, you'll notice that in different regions, they each have their own sort of subculture of surfer dialect of that location. So that might be something fun to introduce here as well, just to make the bot seem a little bit more like you. We have asked it a little bit trickier, like, do I need a doctor's note to participate? Let's see what it says to that one. And this knows basic information in the response back to us that most people would not need that type of thing. And really, we could go from there. Now let's refine this prompt a little bit. Tane wants the chatbot to also suggest sessions based on the visitor's situation. So we're going to give it a prompt that says, update the chatbot so that when someone describes their situation, like, I have a prosthetic leg or I'm recovering from PTSD, it recommends a specific session type and explains what to expect. Keep the warm, casual tone. We're back, and I've just simply republished the site and opened it into a new tab. And in doing so, you can see that our chatbot is now present and active, and it added in the 4 points that you see here that are really common FAQs for this. So it could be, I have a prosthetic leg, can I surf? And it's going to be dialed in for something really specific there. So we see that it came back really quickly with an answer. An important cost note, every time that someone sends a message back to the chatbot, it's going to make that API call to OpenAI. That means one computer talking to another, roughly. And OpenAI will charge per token. Tane's chatbot uses GPT at the time of this recording for a mini, which is cheaper than GPT-4 and probably also faster. And he set a maximum response length to keep the costs predictable. For small business, this bill might be a few bucks a month, but if your site goes to thousands of visitors, it begins to add up. So always check the pricing. A chatbot is the most common AI integration, but that's not the only one. Instead of keyword matching, with Smart Search, you can have AI-powered search that understands intent. A visitor types something for my back pain, and your site shows yoga classes, massage bookings, or ergonomic products, even if those exact words aren't on the page. Content generation. An AI can draft product descriptions, blog post outlines, or social media captions from a few keywords. You review and edit, and it handles the first draft. With personalization, returning visitors can get recommended sessions based upon their past activity. First-time visitors get the beginner guide. AI makes your site feel tailored to each person. With Form Assistance, AI can help users fill out complex forms by asking questions conversationally and then populating the fields, less intimidating than starting from a blank form. With provider options, each may have different pricing, different models, the same integration pattern and API in the secrets, with a prompt in the chat. Some tips for you: define the scope. Tell the AI what it should and shouldn't answer. Tane's chatbot handles a surf school question, but directs you in different ways for anything that's off topic. Without a scope, your chatbot will try to answer everything and sometimes get it wrong. You need your own API account. You can create an account, get an API key, and pay based on usage. This isn't included in your Airo AI subscription, so do plan to budget for that. Test with real questions. Ask the chatbot for everything your customers may ask you. If it gives a wrong or a vague answer, refine the prompt. The prompt is the chatbot's training manual, and the more specific you make it, the better it will perform. We went from a static website with an email link to a smart chatbot that knows the business, answers accessibility questions at 2 a.m., and guides visitors to the right session, all from a text prompt. Anakai is always open now. Try it yourself, link in the description. You'll need an OpenAI account, but testing with particular models can save you a lot of money. Like and subscribe. In the next video, we're tackling the thing everyone's talking about: how to make your AI credits last longer. What would your chatbot answer? Drop your idea in the comments.